long, and heck, by the end of October, it's 4 games closer to to a national championship and potential national championship. Excuse me, shouldn't speak out of
Go ahead.
out ahead there.
It's fine.
And
4 out of 5, I'll take it.
Yeah, and then have to purchase the amp thong, which yes, I certainly will. I'll live up to it.
Nice.
Don't you spend enough time waiting for patches, system updates, and even worse, title updates? On Lag Free, we won't waste your time, and we talk about the topics that you want to hear about in a decidedly different fashion. No scripts or forced sides here. Listen to Lag Free, recorded and released regularly on Intrepid Audio Productions.
Welcome back to Chicago Sports Update here on IEP Podcast. This is Matt. With me, I have Mike and Brandon. Yes, full show. Everyone's back here. It's great. It's all good. Bears lost. Yeah, so that's going to put a damper on the rest of the week. But good part, I shouldn't say the good part is, unfortunately, there was a little, misunderstanding by Cub fans and understanding what Dale Sveum's purpose was. Because apparently there's been a little bit of pushback to the fact that he was fired. I didn't think enough people cared or understood, and that seems to be the gist of what I get.
I was kind of, I don't know. I figured he'd be around for 2-3 years tops. It didn't seem like they were going anywhere with him. You know what it seemed like the whole time? Like he was a company guy. He got hired, he took the job, and he was like, "Oh, you want me to do this? Aye. No problem. You want to, no problem." Which is not a bad thing. But I mean, I didn't expect more than, like I said, maybe one more year. I mean, what kind of improvement were they looking for? You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't. It's not with him. And I mean, it seems that they're doing everything the right way. So why would this be any different?
Yeah.
This is how you get rid of Dale Sveum. Like, I mean, it's not like, what's the difference if you do it now as opposed to 2 years from now?
Yeah.
It's all the same.
You're right. And that's kind of where I have seen this. I've understood, like you, what the Cubs have been trying to do for the past couple of years, ever since Theo got here, Jed Hoyer as well, in the fact that they're trying to rebuild an entire franchise from the ground up. And it didn't matter what the major league team was doing at this point. What mattered was your independent league affiliates, your single A, double A,
everything. That's You hear, oh, it's more than, it sounds crazy to say, and I know it is the franchise, but when you just put the word on with it's so huge what they're trying to accomplish. They're trying to completely change the entire way that the Cubs have done things over the past how many years? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. Right. Yeah.
And it's interesting, and I hope it works out. But then, it's scary at the same time. But am I scared because Dale Sveum was fired today? No, it doesn't scare me one bit. I'm interested to see who they hire. God only knows if who they hire is. I mean, you got to think. The situation they're in, who they hire is not the person that it's going to be. I mean, you hope and pray for it, I guess, as a fan, and you're kind of pulling for that's what you want. But come on, really? But maybe they are. I don't know. If you believe in 2015, then that's where they're putting themselves. And I think it's interesting how everything works out, and who knows who it's going to be. I mean, I think there's been rumors about who it might be before Sveum even got fired. So His name starts with a G. He's managing another team.
Are you allowed to say it? I know they're not allowed
I
to
think
say it.
I am. I mean, nobody else is, and it's but I mean, it's right there. Do we see a manager trade?
I actually
Well,
mentioned that today, actually. That might be something that they might have to do if they just don't, if the Yankees don't just.
I think they changed how it can happen, but there's got to be compensation for it somehow.
yeah, I don't know if they will do that. I mean, look what happened with when the Sox traded Guillen
Yeah.
to the Marlins. They had to get some junk player.
How'd that work
I mean,
out for the Marlins?
Well, I think the Marlins have their own problems. So, and is from what it's showing.
The
Well,
Marlins-
no
the
hitters
Marlins-
against the Tigers. What are you
The
talking
Marlins,
Yeah, it's true.
The Marlins will be back in like 5 years with another ring, and then they'll break it up.
See, I don't know. What I think's been going on. I certainly believe that yes. And for those of you that haven't put it together yet, former catcher for the Cubs, Joe Girardi, is very much the hot candidate. His contract's up with the Yankees.
But it's but yeah, I mean, when is the official day though? Isn't there like, is it the end of the season?
I think he is a free agent right now,
Right.
at the end of the regular season. So, okay, after tonight's game of 163 between the playoff pooping Rangers, because that's all they can do, just in the race. Not that that's anything better either, but when it comes to the playoffs. But as soon as game 163 is over to determine the second wild card, the regular season ends. Free agents are able, they can start to file for free agency. They clear out their lockers, and anyone's available. But typically, I think if they do end up waiting, I think towards the end of the actual postseason, just so everyone can have a quote fair bid at everybody.
You
But
get the winter meetings, and a lot of stuff happens there. I don't know about managers though. I think with managers, it's different because you just want to get it. You want to get it taken care of. You don't want to.
Right.
You don't want to be January 1 and be like, we don't.
yeah, we don't have
these
managers.
guys, but yeah, we really don't know. I think it's something
Right.
you want to, especially with what they're doing. Especially, they're still setting stuff up. Not everything's established yet. So, I mean, it's obvious that there was something they didn't like. There was something that they saw in Sveum that they thought was something else, it seems, and it's not what it was. I'm just glad I don't really have to say his name as often as I've had to say it, because it's
They obviously didn't see in Dale Sveum what they saw in Edwin Jackson. So they want Edwin Jackson here for a long time, and they don't want Dale Sveum here.
See,
How many losses
the point.
did Edwin
Yeah, I
Jackson?
know.
I guess you know what, Brandon, I know a lot of people got a problem with the Edwin Jackson signing. I just think it's a problem with what teams are paying starting pitchers across the board, because Edwin Jackson makes $10 million a year
And for 5 years.
because the rest of the league's shitty pitchers dictate that somehow. And it's a problem because he's not a good pitcher. He eats up innings, okay? I understand that he's going to pitch a lot of innings. Some of them might not be
Gives
all
up
that
runs
good.
in those innings.
But he somehow manages to get through them, and he's a 500 pitcher at best. But like, there's so many guys out there like that, and I don't think it's necessarily that the Cubs were like, oh, we want to give Edwin Jackson $10 million a year. I think it just ends up being we need a starting pitcher.
But to me, it's not the money. Like, they could have gave him $40 million for one season, whatever. But they locked him up for like 5 years. Like, what? $10 million for 5 years? Like, you have this pile of crap for that long?
I guess I don't have a problem with the money. I guess when they signed Edwin Jackson, the first thing I thought of was, for some god-awful reason, at playoff time, somebody wants Edwin Jackson.
Yeah.
He always gets through. So I was surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised by the way he was pitching this year. But if Edwin Jackson has 5 different starts this season, that are the other way, he's probably traded by the deadline.
But see, that was before he's been on every team already. But every team's already had their run at him, and they already know what they're getting into.
He's on the Cubs now. It's all over. He's gonna become a Chicago celebrity now. He's gonna make his home here.
No, don't.
He's gonna be an ambassador.
Oh no, we really don't need any more of those. I see. Go ahead, Brandon.
I was gonna say we could label Dale Sveum as that like DeRosa type, right? Like, yeah, he's a marginal manager, but the city loves him, and is that what the backlash was? Maybe.
Does the city love him?
I didn't think so. I didn't think they really knew who he was.
I would wager that half the city doesn't even know who the hell Dale Sveum is.
I would say 80% of Cubs fans don't even know who Dale Sveum is.
Yeah, I mean, easy.
Because Cubs fans haven't watched in 3 years.
And not only that, and it's not only because of that. It's because there's nothing that he brings to the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I don't know if Girardi's the right move. But what I do, if you hire Girardi, people, you know what I mean? If you hire Girardi, it's, he has so much history here. You got the Northwestern stuff. You got he used to play for him. You have all that, and then people like, oh yeah, I remember him. And then recognition, and then I don't.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But recognition doesn't mean anything. But I think he's a good manager though. We'll see what happens.
I end up thinking he's just kind of an average manager and was in a very good situation in New York. I'm not his biggest fan, but I understand what he means. He has so much more value to the Cubs than pretty much any other team aside from the Yankees. And it's a move not for him to manage the 2014 season, but it's a move to let him manage the 15 and 16 season. I'm not saying that he's going to get that 3 or 4 year contract, and heck, if he even does come here, but
he has to though. Like if you know what I mean,
yeah.
Like if you're going to do that, I think you have to lock him up for at least 4 years, right?
I agree. Yes, you do. And I think with Gardenhire now returning to Minnesota, which I didn't get that to begin with. Gardenhire's teams are garbage in the playoffs. And the last thing the Cubs, I would think, would want would be another version of Lou Piniella. Because I shouldn't say Dusty Baker, because at least he went to the World Series. But, you just don't need that. You don't need that kind of advanced mediocrity. I guess you could call it Atlanta Braves mediocrity. We got 95 wins in the regular season, but can't win 11 more games or whatever. I guess it's a little more, but 4-4, yeah, you can't win 11 more games. So I think they're going to be very much making a strong push for him. I don't know who the next manager is out there, unless they got something up their sleeve and thinking that they're going to get Joe Madden. Somebody that's always been very high out there on the radar for the next round of managers and whatnot. I don't know what's going to happen with Mike Scioscia out in his Angels situation, but it seems like they're going for Girardi, even though I almost think they need somebody better than Girardi. I think they need the next Madden or the next Girardi or the next Scioscia, somebody from Madden's bench that's ready to make that jump and can develop with a young team and instill those sorts of things.
I don't know if I trust them making that call though.
Well, I trust them a lot more than I would trust Hendry with it, and I think they can make that right call. You wonder if Francona was available at this time this year. As opposed to last year, if that would have been the case. But Quaddy was, or not Quaddy, yeah, him too. But Sveum was just a
Quaddy, he used to manage the Cubs, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and he got a raw deal too. But to go from point A to point B, and now that they're approaching point B, okay, it's time to let him go. You got us through whatever 360 really. Well,